Friends, in the last class we discussed about factors affecting rate of corrosion. So sometimes whatever the metals we are exposing to the corrosive environment, in which sometimes the metal it undergo corrosion very fastly, sometimes metal it undergo corrosion very slowly. It is because of some factors. So in which there are two types of factors are observed to affect the rate of corrosion. One is in a primary factors due to the metal. Second one is in a secondary factors due to the environment. In which in the last class we discussed about primary factors, in which three factors we discussed. One is nature of metal, another one is nature of corrosion product, and another one is area of anode and cathode. And yesterday class we discussed about secondary factors which affect the rate of corrosion. One is in a pH, another one is in a temperature, and another one is in a conductance. In which in the last class we discussed about secondary factors. First one, pH. The pH of the environment or pH of the medium also affect the rate of corrosion, in which there are two types of pH are observed. One is in a lower pH and another one is in a higher pH, in which if there is a decreasing in the pH of medium, there is a increasing in rate of corrosion it takes place. Second one, if there is a increasing in pH, there is a decreasing in rate of corrosion takes place. For example, metals like iron undergo corrosion in the case of acidic medium, but same iron metal it cannot undergo corrosion at pH 11, means at higher the pH or increasing in pH due to the formation of protective hydrous oxide layer. Coming to the second, another one factor which affect the rate of corrosion due to the environment, that is temperature. So the temperature it also affect the rate of corrosion, because corrosion it is a chemical phenomena. It is observed due to chemical reaction. Therefore, if there is a increasing in the temperature, there is a increasing in rate of corrosion it takes place. And another one is, if there is a increasing in temperature, the corrosion resistance metals will become active and it undergo corrosion at higher the temperature. For example, caustic embrittlement, whatever the corrosion observed in mild steel boiler at higher the temperature. So this is about second, another one factor which affect the rate of corrosion, that is temperature. Coming to the last, another one secondary factor which affect the rate of corrosion, that is conductance. If there is an increasing in the conductance of the medium, there is an increasing in the rate of corrosion. If there is a decreasing in the conductance of the medium, there is a decreasing in rate of corrosion. For example, metals undergo corrosion fastly in the mineralized soil than sand soil. Or you take another one example, metals undergo corrosion fastly in the case of sea water than river water, because in the case of sea water there is increasing in conductance. If the conductance is increases in the medium, there is increasing in the mobility of ions or movement of ions takes place from anode to cathode. Therefore, metals it undergo corrosion very fastly in increasing in conductance medium. It's a clear factor affecting rate of corrosion what we discussed in the last class. So after this, coming to the next another one topic in corrosion, that is corrosion control methods. So next another one topic is corrosion control methods. See, in this we know that once any metal it is exposed to the corrosive environment, there is a metal it undergo corrosion due to formation of anodic region and cathodic region on the surface of the metal, in which whatever the anodic area and cathodic area formed on the surface of the metal, once that formation of anodic area and cathodic area is prevented, the metal cannot undergo corrosion, means corrosion of the metal it is prevented. In which to prevent the corrosion of the metal when it is exposed to the environment, we are going to use some methods. There are some methods are used to prevent the corrosion of the metal when it is exposed to the corrosive environment. In which, coming to that methods which is used to prevent the rate of corrosion of the metals, first one is protective First one is design of metal. Design of metals. First one is a proper design of metals. Second, another one method is protective coating method. Protective coating method. Next one is protective coating method. Another one is cathodic protection method. Cathodic protection method. Cathodic protection method. Another one is anodic protection method. Anodic protection method. Anodic protection method. Next one is corrosion inhibitors. Next one is corrosion inhibitors. Corrosion inhibitors. See, these are the some methods which is used to prevent the corrosion of the metal when it is exposed to corrosive environment. First one is design of metals. Second one is protective coating method. Another one is cathodic protection method. Another one is anodic protection method. Another one is by using corrosion inhibitors. These are the some methods which is used to prevent the corrosion of the metal, or methods used for corrosion control. In which, coming to the first one, design of metals. So whatever the metal we are observing, it is while subjecting for fabrication process, once it is designed in a proper manner by using in a metals having high electrode potential than the low electrode potential metals, and metal it is fabricated without any bending portion or without any stressed portion, the corrosion of the metal it is prevented. This is first one, design of the metals. Means by selecting in a proper metals which is suitable for corrosion control, and by designing the metals without any bending or stressed portion, the corrosion of the metal it is prevented. First one, that is design of metals. Second one is in a protective coating method. In the case of protective coating method, there are two types. First one is, there are two types in the case of protective coating. First one is metal coating. First one is metal coating, and another one is inorganic coating. Inorganic coating. Inorganic coating. These are the two types involved in the case of protective coating method. One is in a metal coating and another one is an inorganic coating. In which, coming to the first one, metal coating. Metal coating method. So in the case of metal coating method, by depositing in a one metal on the surface of another metal, the corrosion of the metal it is prevented. For example, to prevent the corrosion of iron metal, on the surface of iron metal, if we deposit in a zinc metal, where a zinc metal having low electrode potential, therefore zinc metal it undergo corrosion, but iron metal it is prevented from the corrosion. Or you take another one example, to prevent the corrosion of the iron metal, once we deposit in a tin metal, there is a tin metal, it acts as in a more cathode metal because it has high electrode potential, it prevents the corrosion of the iron metal. In this way, in the case of metal coating, by coating in a more anode metal or by coating in a more cathode metal, using in a hot dipping process, the protection of metals takes place against the corrosion. So these type of method called as a metal coating. In this metal coating, there are two types. First one is anodic coating. First one is anodic coating. Anodic coating method, first one. Second, another one is cathodic coating method. One is an anodic coating and another one is in a cathodic coating method. These are the two methods in the case of metal coating. In which, coming to the first one, anodic coating method. In the case of anodic coating method, the corrosion of the metal it is prevented by coating more anode metal than the base metal. By coating in a more anode metal than the base metal, the corrosion of the metal it is prevented in the case of anodic coating method. For example, galvanizing. Galvanizing. This is first one, that is galvanizing. Coming to the second, another one method, that is cathodic coating. In the case of cathodic coating, more cathode metal are deposited on the surface of the base metal to prevent the corrosion of the metal. For example, tinning process. For example, tinning. So this is first one, that is in a metal coating in protective coating. In the metal coating, there are two types. One is an anodic coating, another one is a cathodic coating. In the case of anodic coating, more anode metal is deposited on the surface of the base metal. For example, galvanizing process. Second one is a cathodic coating, in which more cathode metal is deposited on the surface of the base metal. For example, tinning process. This is first one, that is metal coating. So later we will discuss it about one by one, that is galvanizing and tinning. So after this metal coating, coming to the next another one, that is an inorganic coating. So in the case of inorganic coating method also, the corrosion of the metal, it is prevented by converting metal surface into its oxide layer. So once whatever the metal surface is there, by using some chemical reactions, once it is converted into its stable oxide layer. So that stable oxide layer, it acts as a protective film for that metal surface. Therefore, it prevents the corrosion of the metal. In which also there are two examples for this inorganic coating. One is anodizing. First one is anodizing process. Second, another one is phosphating process. Anodizing and another one is phosphating process. See, these are the two types which is involved in the case of metal inorganic coating. One is anodizing, another one is phosphating. So after this anodizing protective coating, so this is about second another one method used for the protection of metals against corrosion in the case of protective coating. One is metal coating, another one is inorganic coating. So after this protective coating, coming to the another one method used for the protection of metals against corrosion, that is cathodic protection. See, in the case of cathodic protection, so in this method, so coming to the cathodic protection. See, in the case of this cathodic protection, the metals are prevented from the corrosion by supplying any electrons from the external source. From the external source, by providing electrons to the metal surface, we are going to prevent the corrosion of the metal. So these type of process called as a cathodic protection, in which first one, that is a sacrificial, two types. One is sacrificial anode method. Second, another one is impressed current method or impressed voltage method. So these are these. Next another one, that is a cathodic protection. See, in your syllabus you have two types of corrosion control methods. One is a protective coating, in which you have an example for galvanizing, and another one is an anodizing. Second one, you have a cathodic protection. For that two example, one is a sacrificial anode method, another one is an impressed current method. It's a clear corrosion control methods. See, these are the brief introduction for the corrosion control methods. Any doubt in this? So these methods you need to remember in your mind. One is a protective coating, in which two types, metal coating and inorganic coating. In the metal coating, there are two types. One is anodic coating, another one is cathodic coating, in which there are two examples. First one for anodic coating, galvanizing. Second one, cathodic coating, for example, tinning. This is for metal coating. Coming to the inorganic coating, there are two examples. One is anodizing, another one is phosphating. This is first one, protective coating. So here we are preventing metals against corrosion by coating in a protective layer of the metal on the surface of another metal or base metal. Coming to the next another one, that is cathodic protection. See, in this cathodic protection, metals are prevented from the corrosion by supplying electrons from the external source, in which there are two examples. One is sacrificial anode method, another one is impressed current method. Is it clear for you? Any doubt in these types? These are the brief introduction to the corrosion control methods. So in which, coming to the first one, protective coating method. In the protective coating method, first one, that is galvanizing. And galvanizing. See, the galvanizing, it is an example for anodic coating method. In this galvanizing process, the metals are prevented from the corrosion by using by coating more anodic metal on the surface of base metal. So therefore, the galvanizing, it is defined as, it is a process of galvanizing. It is a process of coating zinc metal on the surface of base metal like iron and tin by hot dipping process. It is called as a galvanizing. It is one of the method used for the corrosion control of the metals. In this process, there is a coating of zinc metal, it takes place. On the surface of base metals like iron and tin metal by using hot dipping process. These type of method used for the protection of metals against corrosion, it is called as a galvanizing. So coming to the galvanizing process, so it involves several steps, in which, coming to the steps involved in this galvanizing process. See, this is the process which is just a minute. This. See, in this way, the galvanizing process, it is observed. So first step is, see, this is one iron metal. So in the galvanizing process, there is a deposition of zinc metal. It takes place on the surface of the base metal like iron or tin metal by using hot dipping process. See, in which first we need to take an iron metal surface. So in which before coating an iron zinc metal on the surface of iron, we need to remove the impurities present on the surface of the metal. Therefore, it is subjected for several process. In which first we need to take iron metal. See, this is one iron metal. This is one iron metal. After selecting an iron metal, first this iron metal has to immersed in treated with organic solvents like organic solvents. First one is organic solvents to remove the impurities present in the surface of the metal. First we need to select one iron metal, means on which iron metal surface we need to deposit a zinc metal, that we need to take. That metal surface we need to treat it with organic solvents like benzene, chlorobenzene, toluene, acetone, etc. to remove organic impurities present in the surface of the metal. After removing organic impurities, same iron metal surface we need to treat it with dilute sulfuric acid to remove inorganic. So this is second one, that is dilute sulfuric acid H2SO4 to remove the inorganic impurities like oxide particle, dust particles, etc. After removing impurities, both organic and inorganic impurities, by treating with organic solvents and dilute sulfuric acid solution, then metal surface is washed with water. Metal surface is washed with water by using any distilled water, washed with water, then air dried. This is an air dried. After air dried, then metal surface it is treated with mixture of, one is an zinc chloride and another one is an ammonium chloride mixture. One is an zinc chloride and another one is an ammonium chloride mixture. This mixture, it prevents the further oxidation of zinc metal. After treating with mixture of zinc chloride and ammonium chloride, the iron metal surface it is immersed in molten zinc at 450 degrees Celsius. So once an iron metal surface it is immersed in a molten zinc at 450 degrees Celsius, there is a deposition of zinc metal takes place on the surface of this iron metal. So therefore, after immersing, we get an iron metal called as an galvanized iron. So in this galvanized iron metal, whatever the zinc metal it is coated, this zinc metal it acts as an anode, it undergo corrosion, but whatever the base metal iron is there, it acts as a cathode, it is unaffected from the corrosion. In which while coating, whatever the excess coating it is observed, thus excess coating it is removed by using a pair of rollers. So this is the excess coating of zinc, excess zinc. In this way, in the case of galvanizing process, there is a coating of zinc metal takes place on the surface of iron metal to prevent the corrosion of iron metal. It's a clear first one, that is galvanizing. For 6 or 7 marks they will ask, explain galvanizing process or write a note on galvanizing. So once you will get question like this, first you need to write down this definition. It is a process of coating a zinc metal on the surface of base metal by hot dipping process. Number 1. After that you need to write down this diagram neatly. These containers with reagent. First one is organic solvent. Second one is distilled water. And here washed with water, air dried. Then mixture of zinc chloride and ammonium chloride. Then molten zinc at 450 degrees Celsius. This one is excess of zinc. Then you need to write down process. Here you need to write down 5 steps. First step is iron metal surface treated with organic solvent to remove organic impurities. Second step is iron metal then metal surface treated with dilute sulfuric acid to remove inorganic impurities. Then wash with water air dried. Then metal surface treated with mixture of zinc chloride and ammonium chloride. It prevents the further oxidation of zinc metal. Next, iron metal is immersed in a molten zinc at 450 degrees Celsius. Deposition of zinc takes place on the surface of iron metal. It is after treating with molten zinc. That iron metal surface called as a galvanized iron. In this galvanized iron metal, zinc metal act as an anode, undergo corrosion, but iron metal act as a cathode unaffected from the corrosion. Any doubt in this galvanizing process? You can ask now. Is it clear for you? Is it clear? First one, galvanizing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is
Yes, sir.
galvanizing? Can anyone tell me what is galvanizing? What is galvanizing? It is a process of coating a zinc metal on the surface of base metal like iron or tin by hot dipping process. Now you tell me what is galvanizing? It was showing in your screen, correct? No definition is there or not? Yeah. Venkatesh Joshi. Venkatesh
Yes,
Joshi,
sir.
what is galvanizing?
It is a process of coating zinc metal on the surface of base metal, sir.
Surface of base metal like iron and tin by hot dipping process.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it clear? First one, galvanizing. You can write down.
Yes, sir.
You can write down galvanizing, write down this definition and write down these diagrams with label. So no need to write down this. Remaining thing you can write down. It was cleared visible.
Yes, sir.
Write down like this. After completion, you inform me. I will go for next another one method. Aita, written all of you.
Yes, sir.
So this is first one example for the anodic coating, metal coating method, that is galvanizing. So in this method, by depositing in a more anode metal on the surface of the base metal, there is a protection of metals against corrosion. It takes place. So this is one example for metal coating in the case of protective coating. So coming to the next another one method, that is anodizing. Example for inorganic coating. So before going that, some applications for galvanizing process. See, these are the some applications of galvanized process. So see here, this is an iron bucket in which there is a zinc metal, it is coated. See here, this is another one, nails. And see, these are the some iron wires, some iron sheet. See, these are the some applications of galvanizing process. These metals are made by using an iron, but on the surface of that iron metal, there is a coating of zinc metal. It takes place to prevent the corrosion of this iron metal. It's a clear. These are the some applications of galvanizing process on the surface of iron metal. So this is first one, that is a galvanizing example for metal coating in the case of protective coating. So after this, coming to the next, another one method used in the case of protective coating, that is inorganic coatings. So in the case of inorganic coatings, there is a deposit. In the case of inorganic coating, there is a conversion of metal surface into its stable oxide layer takes place by using some chemical reaction or electrochemical reaction, in which whatever the stable oxide layer it is formed, that stable oxide layer it protects the corrosion of the metals. So these type of process involved in the coatings are produced on the surface of the metal by using chemical or electrochemical reaction called as inorganic coatings. So for this inorganic coating, one example, that is anodizing process. So this anodizing process, it is applicable only for non-ferrous metals like aluminium, zinc, magnesium and their alloys. So these process it cannot applicable for iron metals. So it is applicable for non-ferrous metals like iron, zinc, magnesium and their alloys, because whatever the iron metal is there, once we converted into its oxide layer, that oxide layer it is unstable in nature, therefore it undergo further reaction, it undergo corrosion. But in the case of non-ferrous metals, so whatever this oxide layer it is formed, it is stable in nature, it protects the corrosion of the metal, means it stops at that level only, it cannot continue the corrosion process because of its stable in nature. So therefore this anodizing process applicable only for non-ferrous metals, in which coming to the one example for this anodizing process, that is anodizing of aluminium. Anodizing of aluminium. Coming to the one example for this anodizing process, that is anodizing of aluminium. Anodizing of aluminium. So coming to this anodizing of aluminium, so the anodizing of aluminium, it is defined as when aluminium metal made as anode in an electrolytic bath containing sulfuric acid or chromic acid as an electrolyte, there is an aluminium oxide layer it is formed. This type of process it is called as an anodizing of aluminium. So coming to this anodizing of aluminium process, see, this is an anodizing of aluminium process. It takes place in the case of, it is observed by using an electrolytic. So by using an electrolytic cell, see, in the case of anodizing of aluminium, in this way there is a one electrolytic cell it is constructed. So the anodizing of aluminium, it is defined as when aluminium metal made as an anode. See, this is an aluminium metal which is made as an anode, aluminium metal, this one. When aluminium metal made as anode in an electrolytic cell, this is an one electrolytic cell in which it consists of either sulfuric acid H2SO4 or chromic acid H2CrO4 as an electrolyte in which there is a formation of aluminium oxide layer takes place, Al2O3. These type of process called as an anodizing of aluminium, in which coming to the process. So first we need to construct one electrolytic cell in this way, in which take aluminium metal. See, this is an aluminium metal made as an anode, and take lead or stainless steel metal. It is made as a cathode, and use either sulfuric acid or chromic acid as an electrolyte solution. Maintain the temperature of 35 to 45 degrees Celsius. Under this condition, when an electric current supplied to the system, it undergo chemical reaction. There is a formation of aluminium oxide layer takes place on the surface of the aluminium metal. Whatever the aluminium oxide layer formed, this aluminium oxide layer, it is unstable in nature, aluminium oxide layer. Therefore, this aluminium oxide layer, it is immersed in hot water. It gives an hydrated aluminium oxide layer. This hydrated aluminium oxide layer, in which coming to the reactions observed in this anodizing of aluminium. So at anode there is an oxidation reaction, it takes place, in which whatever the aluminium metal is there at anode, so means on the surface of aluminium metal, once current it is applied, whatever the aluminium metal is there, it undergo oxidation. At the cathode there is a reduction reaction, it takes place, in which whatever the H plus ions are there, these H plus ions are gaining the liberated electron. It is reduced to an hydrogen, in which here whatever the aluminium oxide, aluminium ions are formed, these aluminium ions react with water. There is a formation of aluminium oxide takes place. So these aluminium oxide, it is unstable in nature. Therefore, it undergo further reaction. Means therefore it is immersed in a hot water. Then it gives a stable oxide layer, that is hydrated aluminium oxide, which prevent the further corrosion of the metal. It's a clear. So these are the reactions which is observed in the case of anodizing of aluminium. See, these are the reactions which is observed at anode and cathode. See, at anode, whatever the aluminium metal is there, undergo oxidation, it liberates the electrons. Whatever the aluminium ions are liberated, again it undergo reaction with water which is present in an electrolyte. There is a formation of aluminium oxide with liberation of H plus ions takes place. That H plus ions gaining the liberated electron reduced to hydrogen. Is it clear now? The reactions of anodizing of aluminium, in which here whatever the aluminium oxide formed, these aluminium oxide, it is unstable in nature. Therefore, again it is immersed in a hot water. After formation of aluminium oxide, we are going to remove this anode electrode from the electrolytic cell. Then we are immersing into hot water. Once it is immersed into the hot water, it will form hydrated aluminium oxide. This hydrated aluminium oxide prevents the further corrosion of aluminium metal. It's a clear because it is in a stable in nature. So in the case of this we studied, that is corrosion control methods. So that if oxide means nature of corrosion product, it is stable in nature, or it is uniform in nature, or it is non-volatile in nature, it prevents the further corrosion of the metal because it acts as a protective film. So this is about next another one example for inorganic coatings in the case of protective coating, that is anodizing. So if you will get in a question, write a note on anodizing or what is anodizing, or they will ask define anodizing of aluminium, explain. So on that case, first you need to write down definition of anodizing of aluminium. That is, when aluminium metal made as an anode in an electrolytic bath having sulfuric acid or chromic acid as electrolyte, formation of aluminium oxide takes place. It is called as anodizing of aluminium. Then you need to write down this diagram carefully with labeled. First one is an anode. This is aluminium metal act as anode, and this is a cathode, that is lead or stainless steel. Electrolyte is H2SO4 or chromic acid. Temperature 35 to 45 degrees maintained, in which you need to write down explanation like this. When aluminium made as an anode in an electrolytic bath having sulfuric acid or chromic acid as electrolyte, use lead or stainless steel as a cathode, in which when current it is applied to the system, the aluminium ions liberated at anode undergo chemical reaction, formation of aluminium oxide layer takes place. Further, aluminium oxide, it is unstable in nature, therefore converted into stable layer by immersing in hot water. Then these reactions you need to write down. Is it clear for you? Anodizing of aluminium. Any doubt in this anodizing of aluminium? See, these are the first two methods used for the protection of metals against corrosion. One is an galvanizing process, another one is an anodizing of aluminium. One is an example for metal coating, another one is an example for inorganic coating. Write down this anodizing headline. Next you write down anodizing of aluminium. Then write down definition I will tell. Definition for anodizing of aluminium. Is it over? Anodizing of aluminium written, all of you?
Yes, sir.
So write down now definition. When aluminium made as anode, when aluminium made as anode in an electrolytic bath, when aluminium made as anode in an electrolytic bath having in an electrolytic bath having sulfuric acid and chromic acid, having sulfuric acid and chromic acid as electrolyte, having sulfuric acid or chromic acid as electrolyte, in which formation of aluminium oxide takes place, in which formation of aluminium oxide takes place, in which formation of aluminium oxide takes place, called as anodizing of aluminium. Anodizing of aluminium. Then write down this diagram with this reaction. today you don't have CPS class, so that I will continue up to 11. Okay. Sir having meeting. In tomorrow or day after tomorrow, sir will engage this class also. Okay.